Hello and welcome. Today we have the TX10 controller and the Fimi X8 SE 2022. I've got a list comprised from the Facebook group and from my own findings about things that are a little odd or could be fixed, should be fixed, will be fixed, can we get fixed on the TX10 controller. Now I'll show you a sequence, the boot up sequence, and one of them is when you first start this, you really have to have an SD card in to do anything, okay? If you want to update anything, or if you want to save some video or screen recording or whatever, you need an SD card. But every time you boot up, and I'll show you this screen here, you get this SD card alert, okay? It's annoying, and you have to, it should have a box saying, do you not want to see this anymore? That would be great. So we're going to get into some of these things. Not a lot of them, or we may not get to all of them, but we'll try, okay? And first off, I want to talk about the things they did fix. They did fix the internal clock on the first flash. That was every time you start and stop the controller, it would lose time. So they did fix that on a flash. And they did fix the size of the wallpaper. For the longest time, you could put any size under the moon in, and it would skew it and shrink it and rotate and do all kinds of things to it. And then they figured it out. Now it's a regular 1080p picture, 1920 by 1080. And that's what I have on my screen, the Gorilla Man, as you saw. But one thing I want to show to start off with is there's a thing called adaptive brightness. If you go into the settings, okay, and maybe we can have a look at it here. And we'll go into brightness, display, brightness, okay. Where's the brightness settings? Advanced. Ambient display device, but where is the ambient? Where's the display, sound, storage, security? Maybe they took it out. Maybe that's a good thing. I'll try and find it somewhere. Sound, wallpaper, battery. It's got to be in display. It's got to be. Okay. Display, night mode. I can turn that on and off. Okay. Display. They took it out. Well, how about that? It used to say adaptive brightness. So they took that one out, okay? Fine. Next, we're going to look at, we'll go back to the home screen here. I'm going to swipe down twice. And you see it says night light. Okay, I'm going to put that all the way to the bottom. Now, when you look at it in the screen recording, it's all the same brightness. But maybe I can show you here, okay? I'll put my paper down for a second. Maybe I can show you here. Okay, this is the night light at the lowest level. Let's slide it all the way up. That's how much it changes. Okay, doesn't change that much. Okay, 50%. Boom, and inside that's still pretty light. Okay, let's turn that off. So that's normal brightness. And then if we go up, has that changed any? I don't think so. And has that changed any? A little bit. That's where it changes. The last 20%. Okay? So we're just going to go about 90% there. Okay? Let's not get tangled up in the wires. And I do have a trucks. I do have a lavalier mic with a windsock, or a dead cat as they say, on it, okay? That fits into the 3.5mm plug. You have to be careful with the 3.5mm plugs. And I've tested about 6 different microphones, okay? And I tested the stubbies, the little stubbies, and the long stubbies. And I'll show you pictures of each that I've tried. And anything that has a flexible antenna on it interferes with the something, okay? And you get a feedback loop, a buzzing sound on it. The only ones you don't get a feedback loop on are the lavalier ones, okay? The long wired ones. Great. If you're using the internal microphone that's down here, when you're flying, you have a tendency to put your hand almost over it and block it sometimes, so you're not getting a good audio. I know the controller was never really meant for that, but it would have been better if they'd have put that little dot in the center somewhere, okay? That would have been nicer, or in the middle here somewhere. You know, there is room inside, so I don't know why they put it there. Or even on the bottom there's some room. So anyway, let's start looking at some of these other things. We've mentioned some of the good things they did, and the brightness modes are kind of weird. The night mode, the stubbies, and again, it's TRRS, not TRS, TRRS. That's the one with the 4 gold bands, or the 4 metal bands, not the 3 metal bands, okay? The SD card reminder, and I'm going to show you another annoyance here, and to what I have is, every time you start the Fimi Navi 2 app, you get a pop-up window, and you'll see that, okay, a pop-up window. But when you connect your drone, you get another pop-up window. Well, the controller's only used for this drone. Fimi Navi 2 is only used for this drone. Why do we have to continually give permission to use this app with this controller? Again, it would be nice if they had a little box that said, don't show this again. It's just annoying, and you'll see that when I get into that. And again, we're going to look at the fonts and the problems with that. So let's get this started on what I have done already, because there is an issue with waypoints, Bing maps, telemetry, magnetometer, attitude, the diagram, the circle in the corner. There are some issues with all this stuff. So, oh yeah, I did make 3 offline waypoint missions around the neighborhood here, okay? And I saved them, and it said we're saved to history. Last time I did this, when I started my drone up and I want to access one of those, there was nothing there. The plan was there, the name of the plan was there, but when I activated it, nothing showed up. When I pressed go, it sent it on its mission. I had no idea where it was going, but it did do the mission that I had picked. But you'd never know, because there's no way of, if it was reaching the first or the second or the third waypoint, nothing showed up. We're going to show that again, okay? So let's get this in the air and let's see what happens with this, okay? So I'm going to start this. So I've started the Fimi Navi app, Navi 2 app, not the Fimi Navi 2020, and we enter. And what should come up is a pop-up window that says Navi 2 app. And I'd like you to, if there's a box there that said click, don't show this again. Okay, so I click that once. Now nothing's there. That's going to pop up again just before it connects. So let's start this drone. Always spread them a little bit. And this time, I don't even make much of a difference. It's a much better day than the other day, but I did clean the lens. See, it comes up again. Fimi Navi 2. Okay. I did push you. There you go. And we're connected. So now we just have to wait for satellites. And I did do a check the other day. Okay. I just have to get little puppy guy out of the thing here. He's all wrapped up. Where'd you go? Come here. There you go. You saw the little puppy. You probably see him when I go up, but you saw the little puppy the other day in the truck. It's my daughter's new puppy, 7-month-old. Cross between an American Dingo and a Mastiff of some kinds. He just keeps going around and around. Come here. Have to move the plants. You're trying to make a video when you've got little puppies around it. There we go. Okay, here we are. Okay, we're good. I think we're good. Okay, we've got that. I'm not too interested in the quality, but we're gonna just change this anyway. And video mode, we're gonna go just regular video, and we're gonna just go 1080p. Okay. Yes, we don't need anything if we're gonna do any video at all. Let's get it up, get it hovering up there, and see where we're gonna go from there. Okay, up we go. Who's gonna bark? Up it goes. Can we see it? I'll bring it down. Well, we'll move this a little bit. There we go. So we can go forward and down a bit. Okay, let's see how long it stays there. Okay, so now let's get into these waypoints. Or I'll discuss all these other things. It's got a new battery pretty well, so we're good. You see the battery icon, that green circle? If you have a cloudy sky, it's almost impossible to see. That's another complaint. And along with all the telemetry, the font size is so small, and if you have an overcast day, you cannot see it. Now I know when you see the screen recording, it's outlined in black, but when you're looking at it here, it's so small. Same as on the bottom. Well, we've got a... There we go, 0 EV value. Let's bring this over a little bit. There we go. Okay, the font is so hard to see. It should be at least bold and bigger. Okay, they're hard to see. And for the battery for the X8 SE, I don't like the circle. I know it came from another brand of drones. They did that. I like the percentage. Nice big letters, percentage. That's what I'd like to see. What else have we got here about that stuff? Oh yeah. Remember on the other, if you use the other controller, there's an indicator line under that top line of telemetry that has a little orange bar, and on the left side it's a red bar with an H on it. Lets you know how long you've been flying and calculates when you've got a home indicator. That's a great feature. It could be in here, it's not. Okay, it's still going there, that's good. What else we got here? There's no gimbal angle indicator. Put a gimbal, I don't have no idea what the percentage of angle it is. If I'm, you know, what the best angle, that's a nice thing to have. I like that. There's 2 auxiliary buttons here. There's a C3, C4, 5, 6, but they're virtually useless. They do 1 or 2 things, okay? The C5 or something on the back, you press that, it flips up. The other one tells you your battery, and that's about it, okay? Be nice if they did other things, okay? Enter different modes, different flight patterns or something, okay? Another thing for Waypoint missions I'd love to see, okay? How about an orbit Waypoint mission, okay? Get a fixed point on a map or a point of interest and click orbit. Pick your height and just orbit. Go around it at whatever distance you want. That would be incredible, but that's another thing. Okay, let's get into the offline things here. Okay, first off, we're going to look to make sure we have the map. And we're going to go so we can see things. There's our map. Right in the middle is our house. Okay? So we're going to go right now, and we're going to look at waypoints and see the history is available. Let's hit history. Boom. We've got a bunch of them. And today is the 30th. Okay? And I made 3 of them. And there's some from the 22nd and the 22nd. Okay? So I made 3 of them. I'm going to pick one. Okay? I'll pick the 3rd one. And that was a complete circle of this subdivision. Watch this. 1, 2, 3. Boom. I'll bring a bit of it before you go to... Okay. Where is it? Where are they? They're not there. So I can click that and say go. I'm not going to. Okay. I'm not going to do that. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. We're getting out of that. Okay. So you have to make one. Okay. Now then, where on this map is that drone? Okay. It's nowhere. So if I go back to this guy, how far out do I have to go? There, okay? I have to go up that high, okay, to find the drone on here. Now, if I went back to my, it would show it there. How high do you think that is? I'd say that's a good 500 meters up to look at that. And if I go in any closer, no, pardon me, any closer, it disappears. Boom, there it is. Okay, so if you look, and you've got to really look close, that is covering, that circle covers that whole corner of the property. So we're talking meter-wise, we're talking a good 80 meters square, okay, at least. I have said 100 in the past. It's massive, okay? Now then, if I do a waypoint mission, a big one, and I keep it up here, will it show me its progression? Let's try that, okay? Let's go into here. Let's make a waypoint mission. Okay, now let's go, and we'll start there. And we're going to go up to 50. Okay. Now I'm just going to go right over here to here. Add to here, add, and come back. Add. And we're going to look at that, and we're going to make sure, we're going to go nice and fast about that. We're going to go up, continue, and hover. Okay? Now let's get it up in the air. Let's start that video. Click. Up we go. I'm just going to go past where we have to be. Okay, and we're going to click go. Okay. Will it show? There's the telemetry. It's heading to number 1. Okay. Arrived at number 1. Okay, it should be turning around. Okay, you see that line? It's already said it's at number 2. And there it goes. Wow, there's a lot of birds up there. Gotta be careful. But it does not show on the map. Okay? Your progression does not show on the map. Okay? So what's the point? Let's bring that, get rid of that piece. Oh no, we'll just bring this down a bit. There we go. Okay. It's somewhere. We don't know where, but it's somewhere. Okay. Now, once it clicks over there, now it should be heading to number 3, but I have no idea where it is along that line. Okay. So we're going to stop it. Okay. We're going to stop it. And we're going to do a return to home. Automatic return to home, and it's coming home. And I have the pause button up here, and I can cancel it at any time. So it's not on the map, see? It doesn't even show on the map. No matter how high I am, it does not show on the map. Where is it? Doesn't show. Does not show anywhere. And I'm up really high. It's right above us now. Okay, so let's cancel that. It's going to come down for a bit. Okay, and we're going to go back into here. Okay, wow, that's pretty bright, eh? Let's bring that down to about 1. Yeah, about 1 point. Yeah, some of that. Okay. Now we're going to turn it around. Okay, and we're going to head out that way, but we're going to look on the map. Okay, now if we get out of here and we go to this, do we see it anywhere? There it is. Let's head out towards that lake and see if that orange dot moves. We know we're up 50 meters or so, so we're okay. There it goes. So there's that dot. Let's go up a little higher. Okay. There it is. See how high I have to be? Okay, now we're going to switch over to satellite. It is there. My goodness, you have to be high up. Okay, so you really have to be high up to see it. Okay, now what we're going to do is going to turn around. We're going to come back. We're going to start that waypoint mission again that we just had. Okay, let's bring it back. Aim for home. Okay. We're full stick forward. We're in normal mode. Okay. I should be hearing it pretty soon. Still got a green light on the battery. There it is. Okay. So let's go over to Waypoints, History. It should be that one. Re-execute. Okay, yeah, okay. Okay, so we got here, we got continue, hover. Okay. I guess all that did was you can start where you left off or start again, which is good. Okay, let's see if we're up this high, if we can see, and I've got to get that all the way up there. Okay, that's very faint. That's as close as I can come in. You see, it's heading to number 2. Can you see? Yep, I can. There it is. So if I go higher, if I go, it disappears. If I come closer, it reappears. And now the triangle is there. So when I created it, I was too low in the zoom to see anything. Let's start that video again over here. Bing. Let's have a look and see what the video is like. That's nice. It's down. There we go. 2.7. That's as low as you can go is 3. Must be a really bright day, but I like that. We'll keep it there and see what happens, okay? So it's going up over that one, and I don't know how far out we are. We're only 200 and something, so. Amazing. Let's go back to this. Where are we? Hello? There we go. Okay, it's starting to come. Number 4, it's starting to come home. And that's unfortunate. Maybe it's just Bing Maps that does this, but to be so far away, to be able to see exactly where your waypoint mission is, it's I'd like to be able to see it all the time. Maybe that's because of a magnetometer. Here it is. And I told it to hover at the end, which is what it's doing. Arrive at waypoint number 4, and that should be done. It's done, and we're just going to bring it home. And I think it stopped the video. Yeah, it stops the video at that point. So let's just bring it home. There we go. And bring her down. And here it is. There we go. And down. Oh, before we do, we want to have a look around. There's puppy. There's the puppy. Scared. I would be too. I wouldn't want to get too close to it. And down we go. Okay. I don't know if any of you have ever seen my really early videos when I had the Bebop 2. Our original dog that passed away a couple months ago, a Bella, the big one. Same color, but twice the size. She used to follow me all the time, and every time you started a drone, she would go nuts and try and break free and get after that drone. And she'd been clipped a few times by propellers, but always came back for more. This one, my daughter's little one here, it's scared of its own voice, but it's a puppy. There we go. Anyway, so we've done all that. We found out that there is telemetry, but it's pretty darn well useless if you're in an area that you really want to look at, because you've got to be so high up, or you've got to be so zoomed out to see it. Okay, making offline. Yeah, when you're making the offline waypoints, you can't delete them, but you can if you're making them online. Okay, you can delete each one, and you can modify each one. So say you want to modify one to be higher or lower, you can do that by clicking the 3 bars above the trash can. So you can do that, but offline you can't. Biggie here, when you make an offline and save it, it's there, it'll function, you just can't see it. But if you're zoomed out high enough, you'll probably be able to follow it along, okay? But the points aren't there, unless I didn't go high enough to even see that. But I think I did. I think I went all the way up and nothing showed up. So there we go. We're getting bitten here. So let's get this down to 0 again. Lots of mosquitoes out here. There we go. and we can turn it off. I think that's about everything. The Find My Drone, same thing with Find My Drone. You have to be so zoomed out, you'd be searching an acre of land trying to find your drone. So there you go. The C2's no gimbal angle. And the promises of a proprietary battery for here, and the RX10 module, and the assistant app to make it so that multiples of these can view. You know, I know of some that have bought multiple ones of these, but that's an expensive way of doing it. Okay, I'd rather just HDMI out and have them look at it. But yeah, lots of promises not kept. But we'll see where that goes. Christmas is coming, and we're all hopeful that something big is happening. I'm thinking they've got to come out with another drone. The flagship X8 SE has been around for 4 years, 5 years, 18, and 4 years. So it's time for something a little smaller, but it'll be over 250 grams, but you don't need that big wingspan. If you can shrink it down, get a better camera, a little bit better flight time, I think they'll be onto something. But who knows? I have to wait for Chinese New Year, I guess. Anyway, till next time, hope you enjoyed this. We straightened a lot of things out, had some fun. TX10, people say, oh, it's a bunch of, there we go. It's no good, it's horrible. Well, it has some issues, but I can work around most of them, okay? I don't mind this mic now, okay? I don't mind, I know I have to keep my hand away from it, and sometimes that's not too bad. Most times I use a mic that's on the camera, okay? The screen, it's nice and bright, and that's when you need it. It doesn't dim down really far enough. My goodness, the bugs are bad today. It doesn't dim down as much, and all these fancy buttons on here, they don't do anything. Now they do if you have the version 2, they can activate your speech and they can drop your payload. But for this one here, it's just a remote controller, and it does that very well, okay? And I'm sure the range on this is far better than the accordion controller. Who knows? Anyway, I say that a lot. It was either anyway or okay. We're done. It's a beautiful day. It's gorgeous. It's the weekend. Get out, get some fresh air, and relax. Okay? Go fly a drone. See you later. Bye now.